Falling glass panels in downtown Austin.
Glass fell from a skyscraper in downtown.
Glass has fallen from a high-rise. Another glass panel fell from a high-rise in downtown Austin.
Alleging they were hit by glass that fell from a tower under construction in March.
This is ATX Tower. 58 stories of floor-to-ceiling glass, nationally recognized architects' institutional money. It was supposed to be the building people looked up at. Instead, they started looking down. 5 incidents, 6 months. The sidewalk still has a roof over it. Nobody has been fined. Why does a building this expensive need a construction canopy over its front door? Where does the money go when the glass keeps falling and the official answer is still meets industry standards? Would someone walk under that sidewalk every morning on the way to work? And after 5 times at the same address, who is actually responsible for this?
People saying, watch out, watch out. We looked up, large sheets of glass were falling down from this building.
I'm never really looking up, thinking about things falling down, so definitely something I'm a little nervous about.
The building sits at the corner of West 6th and Guadalupe Street in the middle of downtown Austin's bar and restaurant district. Heavy foot traffic, 7 days a week. Cars parked along the curb. People walking to lunch, heading to work, heading home at 2 in the morning after the bars close. This is not some isolated construction site on the edge of town. It is one of the most active pedestrian corridors in the city. ATX Tower was not a speculative gamble. The developer was Ryan Companies, one of the largest national builders in the country, co-developing, alongside Tishman Speyer, a New York firm behind properties including Rockefeller Center. The landowner was PNC Bank. Design came from Handel Architects. Structural engineering from Magnus and Clemensish Associates. The firm that gave ATX Tower something unusual, a wind design method so precise this became the first high-rise in the world to use it. The result was a 671-foot tower at 321 West 6th Street, 58 stories. 834,000 square feet of total space, combining 140,000 square feet of office, 369 luxury rental apartments, street-level retail and parking. A 3,000 square foot amenity deck at the top. The entire exterior wrapped in what Handel Architects described on their official project page as a custom glass and aluminum unitized curtain wall. That glass was the whole selling point. Marketing materials called it Peak Austin Living. The renderings showed walls of glass catching the Texas sun, sweeping views of Lady Bird Lake and the hill country. Ryan Companies wrote this on their official project page. The team had worked to identify alternative materials to reduce costs while maintaining ideal aesthetic standards. That line was published before the glass started falling. Here is what actually happened. March 15th, 2025, 5:30 in the afternoon. The outer pane of a double-glazed window unit separated from ATX Tower and dropped to street level on West 6th. The inner pane stayed intact. Austin Fire Department closed the roadway. Ryan Companies told local media the site was inactive at the time. A spokesperson said strong winds exceeding 30 miles per hour had likely caused debris from a neighboring property to strike the window. To understand why that explanation matters here is how the glass on a building like this actually works. A unitized curtain wall system uses double-pane glass units. 2 sheets of glass sealed together with a metal spacer held in a pre-built aluminum frame. Think of it like the windshield on a car. The glass is bonded into the frame before it ships, not cut to fit on site. Each panel is engineered to handle wind loads and the stress of a Texas summer where glass surfaces in direct sun can reach temperatures well above 150 degrees Fahrenheit. When something goes wrong during manufacturing or installation, the panel does not show it. It holds until a wind load or a heat cycle pushes it past what it can absorb. Then the outer pane lets go. Ryan Companies said the wind did it. The investigation was ongoing. Then the second one fell.
We have an update now to those falling glass panels in downtown Austin. The construction company Ryan Companies found a broken glass panel at the construction site of the ATX Tower.
8 days later, March 22nd, another panel came down from the same tower. Another round of road closures, no injuries reported. 2 incidents in 8 days, same facade, same building. Ryan Companies maintained the same position. They responded quickly. The site was secured. Safety was their top priority. The framing was still about weather and isolated incidents, not about anything wrong with the building's facade system. And for a few months, the story went quiet. Then it gets worse.
The incident has taken both a mental and physical toll on their lives. They are now pushing for accountability and they want more to be done to increase safety around construction sites.
June 25th, a third panel fell onto West 6th Street. 2 vehicles were damaged. Austin police responded to a traffic hazard call in the 300 block of West 6th. KVUE reported that pedestrians and business owners said they were uneasy walking or driving beneath the tower. 1 incident is a fluke. 2 is a coincidence you monitor. 3 is a pattern, and patterns demand explanations that high winds cannot cover anymore.
Design of the system that comes together, it's really, I haven't noticed it happening on other buildings around downtown.
A nearby resident, Brian Murren, told KVUE he would now take 7th Street to avoid walking beneath the tower. Murren said, "You're just walking down the street. It's not really something I think I'm risking my life doing, but whenever you have panels falling off buildings, that could very much so be the case." Austin City Council member Zoe Codry, who represents the downtown district, told KXAN, the Austin NBC affiliate.
My office is pushing for full transparency into what happened, accountability for those responsible, and long overdue reforms to prevent this from happening again.
Ryan Companies issued a statement after the third fall. Thorough investigation, commitment to safety, no specific technical diagnosis. Then they announced the installation of a covered walkway over the sidewalk outside the tower. The canopy went up in early July. A developer spending money to build a protective canopy over a public sidewalk is not a routine precaution. It is a physical acknowledgement that the risk of more glass falling is real enough to require permanent overhead shielding for people trying to walk down the street. The canopy that went up was construction-style scaffolding, the kind normally seen during demolition, not the final phase of a flagship mixed-use tower. The contrast between the glossy renderings of ATX Tower's glass exterior and the improvised steel and plywood structure bolted to its street frontage told a story no press release could rewrite. Pedestrians walking beneath that canopy were being funneled through a corridor of plywood and steel because the building above them could not be trusted to hold its own skin in place. The canopy was up. The investigation was underway. Maybe the problem would get solved quietly. Monday, July 28th, a 4th panel. Construction crews discovered the broken glass at the site and alerted Austin police. No injuries reported. The covered walkway was already in place. The glass came down anyway, 4 incidents in 4.5 months. Councilmember Codry responded with a statement to KXAN. "It's frustrating and deeply concerning that we're dealing with another incident of glass falling from a downtown building. And here is the part nobody wants to answer. Defective panels, no systemic issue. September 18th, a 5th incident." Ryan Companies issued a statement saying third-party consultants had confirmed the installation and design of the glass exterior met all safety industry and quality standards. Their independent investigation found, in their words, no systemic issues with the building's glass panels. The same week, the City of Austin's Development Services Department told KXAN something different. The city's own statement confirmed the contractor had identified a defect in some of the broken panels connected to recent incidents. The city also directed Ryan Companies to reinstall the covered walkway. After the glass had stopped making headlines, the canopy that went up as an emergency measure had been quietly reduced or removed. Not replaced with something permanent, not upgraded, pulled back. The city found out when the 5th panel came down and had to order it reinstalled. Councilmember Codry responded to the 5th incident with a statement to KXAN. Yet again, glass has fallen from a downtown tower. It is completely unacceptable. KXAN confirmed it had asked the city whether Ryan Companies could face fines. The city's response: they were still evaluating their options. 5 incidents, no fines issued. Now the lawsuit. In October 2025, after all 5 incidents had been reported and investigated, J.E. Aranda and his wife filed a lawsuit against Ryan Companies. The couple alleged they were struck by glass falling from ATX Tower on March 15th. The first incident while walking near the corner of West 6th and Guadalupe. According to court documents summarized by KVU, e-glass hit both of them, their eyes, their bodies. They required medical care for eye irritation and cuts. There were no warning signs posted, no verbal alerts from construction staff.
Unfortunately, the glass, both myself and my spouse, it blew in our eyes. Our body was covered in cuts, and all we hear is everything is fine.
Ryan Companies denied all claims of wrongdoing and demanded strict proof of the allegations. Their position in court was not that the glass did not break, it was that something else broke it specifically, that wind-blown debris from a neighboring property had struck the window, not a failure of ATX Tower's glazing system. 3 entities were involved in building ATX Tower. Ryan Companies served as general contractor. Tishman Speyer co-developed the project. PNC Bank was the landowner. After 5 incidents and a filed lawsuit, reporters asked Ryan Companies. Nobody who signed off on the material specifications for that curtain wall has been asked to justify those decisions on the record. The canopy went up, the glass still fell 5 times, 0 fines. The covered walkway is still there. The investigation is technically ongoing. The building is open. Austin has seen this before. In 2011, glass fell from the Austonian, at the time the city's tallest residential tower, damaging a car below. That same year, the W Hotel downtown had repeated failures that ended in a lawsuit and a full replacement of its entire glazing system. But the difference with ATX Tower is that the glass kept falling after the protections went up. Apartments here started a reported $2,352 a month. The people paying to live there are also the people walking beneath it. You just don't know which building in your city has the same problem right now. 2 sides can read the same 5 incidents differently. One side has consultants, a certified curtain wall, and a statement that meets every standard of corporate crisis communication. The other side has a couple who went to the hospital because they walked past the wrong building on the wrong day. Nobody who approved those material specifications has been asked to justify them publicly. The project you just watched took years to fail publicly. The next one on this channel took longer and cost more. Subscribe, because by the time it makes the news, it's already too late. Comments are open. Name your city.